I've been considering if I should keep on going with this series because a lot of these goals I have are very personal and are circumstantial to a time where things were different, and it can leave me vulnerable to things because a lot of them are personal things and private things. But I am hoping that there is a benefit from this, and I'm hoping that someone can watch this and take something out of it. Hopefully, you can benefit your goals, your future, and anything that you're trying to improve. So I'm going to take this as I'm going to treat this as a one-to-one conversation and try to be personal and try to really seek the benefit of you. What I'm going to do is I'm going to go from exercise 32 to 60, and hopefully I'm going to be going through them. You can read through the ones that you want and figure out how you can improve your goals as I talk through some of them. First things I want to talk about is the importance of including attitudes in your goals. So discipline, restfulness is very important to consider using attitudes as a way to elevate your behavior, because attitudes don't really have any measurable target, and that's a good thing because attitudes are something you can consistently practice, and it's something that is internal, so it's very hard to measure, but it's very effective, and it's a great way to start changing your way of thinking. Second thing that is important is using your goals to start standing for your values and stand for something. And Malcolm X had mentioned that if you stand for nothing, you will fall for anything. Practice integrity, stand for things that you feel are important in your life, and you'll be very surprised at how different you become as a person. Another thing is to be consistent with these goals. When you start to be consistent with your goals, with your creating of goals, you will start to realize that you can understand who you are as a person, and you can start to shape your beliefs. You can shape your future with your goals, and it helps you start to figure out exactly what you like and don't like, exactly what you want to do and don't want to do. So it's very important to be consistent and do it in a way that benefits you. Although you can see many different forms of goal creating, this actual exercise that I've created here is my own creation. I was not inspired by anyone. I was not put on any sort of templates. This was just something I felt the need to do, and do it in my own way so I can find the most benefit for myself. And it turned out to be something very great, in my opinion, something that benefited me the most, and that's the most important thing. So figure out a way to firstly use your own idea and also incorporate ideas from others to revise your own version, and you will find the best outcome out of that. Also, be someone who is serious about creating your goals, because the outcome of these exercises that you do, these goals that you create, are only a reflection of how much effort you put in. That's the end. That's the end there. That is the final straw. How much effort you put in is how much you're going to get out. So make sure you're someone who wants to seek the best for yourself. And although that sounds so simple, it's just the fact of the matter. These goals were things that I've honestly wanted at the time. And the great thing about them now is I look back at them now and they are a reflection of who I was back then and what I wanted back then, which can help with reflection and can help with defining your life as a whole, because the more you understand about who you were, it helps you understand who you are, and it helps you define who you want to be. It's just a lot of things here, practicing, never giving up, patience, and helping. So practicing happiness, travel to different places, help children in need, meditate in front of a waterfall. Now, I'd meditate in front of the waterfall. I only wanted that idea because I watched Naruto Shippuden, and I see Naruto meditate in front of a waterfall. Comment down below if you ever seen that. And all of these goals are just a reflection of what I wanted to do then, and it helped me stay focused and be more driven to accomplish things, because without these goals I feel like I would have been someone who didn't understand the ideas of things I wanted to accomplish without them. Honestly, I feel like my life trajectory would have been a lot different if I didn't take this approach with these goals. And as much as I talk about self-doubt and overcoming it, and imposter syndrome and overcoming that, I'm someone who has been on the back end of that. I've been someone who's suffered from that because of many reasons from my childhood, I guess. And as much work as I've put in, it's still an uphill battle with these types of resistances. And you can see it through my writing, because I'm almost constantly mentioning be confident, don't practice confidence, practice consistency, practice discipline. And I'm making it a reoccurring theme in my goals and in my thoughts, so I can continue to follow through. And a lot of the stuff I'm able to talk about and do now in these videos is a culmination of the things I've been able to do in the past few years, including this long-term goal exercise, which I feel like contributed tremendously to the way I've been able to talk and to communicate messages and to, get some sort of benefit out of the stuff I'm talking about. And I just see here is to have trust in my decisions. This is an important thing. Start to trust yourself. This is something that I've also not been great at, which is doubt my decisions, feel like I shouldn't make this decision because of A, B, C that I make up in my mind. Trust yourself. Believe in yourself, and you will find that you become more confident in what you do, and you'll find that people will believe more in you. So it's definitely an important thing to do. So yeah, it's a lot of traveling, and it's a lot of reading here, inspiring people, learning from people. Try to be as honest as you can with these personal goal exercises. Treat it as a book, or as a notebook or a goal list that only you will see, and that helps remove the fear of people seeing it at some point, which is unfortunately what I'm doing right now. But when I wrote that at that time, I didn't think I was ever going to share it. I wasn't even thinking of YouTube at the time. So this is a honest representation of me with a pen and paper, writing down goals, believing that I'm the only person that's ever going to see this. And even if I had died at that point, no one would have seen it, because I was the only person that believed to have had it as a one-to-one with myself. What do I want to achieve? What do I want to do? Those are the things that I tried to write down in these and figure out. It was a process of figuring out myself. A lot of this was, yes, on the surface, it was writing down goals and writing down things to accomplish. But one of the biggest things I wanted to achieve with these exercises was figuring out myself. Who am I? What do I want to do? And you would think it's a bad question to ask at the age of 19, 20. But look, that's just the theory of life. But in the actual practical world, it's the questions we ask ourselves. Make sure that you're someone who's hardworking also. I just seen hard work here. If you don't really work hard, you're going to get mediocre results, and it'll just lead to mediocre expectations with everything, and you'll just be unpleased. If you give your all, if you give 100% of everything on everything you do, you'll be much more pleased because you are giving your best shot. And that's something I covered in my book Insight for Don Ruiz's The 4 Agreements, which he says in the 4th agreement to always do your best, and that's essential. So here's self-healing. Yeah, I've gone through a lot of self healing. I guess I have been an overthinker before, and it's because of how much I like to write, how much I like to think, how much I like to read. It's natural for these things to start to come into my mind, and for me to start thinking about a lot of things. But I have ways to cope with those things, and yeah, so you'll always see some form of attitude being involved in almost every single exercise I do. So that's one thing. If anyone ever asks me about writing down these exercises as something serious, I would tell you to incorporate attitudes 100,000%, 100%. Find a way to incorporate it in your exercises because it helps you start to define the kind of skills and behavior that you want to have. Practice patience, read, earn money, meditate, take a break, practice restfulness. Make sure you are someone who rests also because resting is as important as hard work because it's a 50-50 exchange. Yeah. My relationship with God has gone better as after May 2022, things have got started to get a lot better. Alhamdulillah, thank God. I think this is the best way to end off this video, and that's to consider creating I am goals. I am confident, I am firm, I am focused. And I guess this is my first, now I think about it, this is the first time I've written down positive affirmations. Or this is the first time I've ever written down positive affirmations. And even as I write this, as I'm reading through this right now, this is my realization. I just realized this right now. Wow. So I am is a form of positive affirmations, and it's important to consider having these because it allows you to start believing something at this moment. I am self-confident. And if I go back to them, I am confident, I am firm, I am focused. If you start saying these things on a reoccurring basis and you are someone who has a desire to practice these things and actually follow through with your actions, look, nothing's going to stop you. You have the belief, you have the method, and you're going to follow through with the action. That's all you need. That's the recipe right there. So it's just a great thing to use. That's all I have. Thank you very much for watching.